If they suddenly offer help without being asked, it's their silent way of saying, "I'm sorry." An unexpected act of kindness often carries the weight of unspoken regret. When they start doing what they avoided before, it's their way of making amends without words. A sudden focus on your comfort is often their way of seeking forgiveness. Each change in actions often reflects what they struggle to say aloud. When they start giving you space, it's their way of respecting boundaries they may have crossed. An apology doesn't always come in words. Sometimes it's hidden in their changed behavior. If they begin to notice the little things, it's their attempt to repair what was neglected. And a shift in tone or softness in approach often signals their internal acknowledgement of fault. When they unexpectedly prioritize you, it's their way of making things right. Apologies can sometimes sound like silence, followed by meaningful action. If they suddenly ask how you're feeling, it's their way of showing they care more than before. A genuine smile after a period of tension can be their peace offering. When they show vulnerability, it's their way of saying they trust you enough to fix things. An unspoken apology often begins with consistent effort to rebuild trust. If they start respecting your time more, it's their way of acknowledging past mistakes. True regret doesn't demand a spotlight. It works quietly in the background. And when they try to make you laugh after an argument, it's their way of softening the hurt. If they suddenly listen without interrupting, it's their way of giving you the space they once didn't. Actions that align with your needs are their way of saying, "I'm learning." An apology disguised as a sudden effort to be better is still an apology. When they stop defending themselves and start understanding you, it's their silent, "I'm sorry." Regret often manifests as actions that heal what was broken without needing acknowledgement. If they suddenly agree to something they once resisted, it's their way of compensating for past stubbornness. A surprise gesture of thoughtfulness can be their way of mending emotional wounds. When they acknowledge your perspective, even without saying much, it's their way of apologizing. If they start fulfilling old promises, it's their way of proving they mean to change. A sudden willingness to compromise is often their way of seeking harmony again. Like when they go out of their way to make your life easier, it's their silent apology in motion. If they pay attention to what makes you happy, it's their way of saying, "I want to fix this." Apologies don't always come with grand declarations. Sometimes they arrive in quiet corrections. When they revisit old conversations to understand better, it's their way of repairing the bond. Effort to rebuild what was lost is often the loudest apology they can offer. If they start showing up consistently, it's their way of proving they value you. A sudden focus on your happiness is their way of undoing the hurt they caused. When they acknowledge your feelings without dismissing them, it's their silent attempt to apologize. If they suddenly become more attentive, it's because they're trying to make up for past neglect. Apologies can sometimes sound like, "Let me take care of this for you."